Alright everybody, today we're going to be looking at frogs as an indicator of climate change. So, let's start off with why frogs could be considered an indicator for climate change. Frogs are a central part of the food web of many different ecosystems, meaning that they are a secondary consumer. They eat a lot and they are eaten a lot, so they just play a very central role to many food webs. So the disappearance of them could be shown in effect. They have an incredibly sensitive phenology, and phenology is the study of when things happen, pretty much. So their breeding cycles are very sensitive, and it's reflected in the overall population of frogs throughout the years, which I will show a little later. And frogs absorb water through their skin. They don't drink, so very slight changes in temperature or moisture can mess with them. Same thing with pollution and pesticides in the water can really kill frogs, but this is about climate change. So the amphibian population in general, not just frogs, is declining at a rate of 3.7% per year, which is crazy. At that rate, half of the amphibians would vanish from the places they are now in 20 years. And this is mostly due to indirect causes of climate change. They are not directly affected by climate change. And here's a picture of a lovely frog. So, some of the indirect effects of climate change. Frogs rely on incredibly specific weather patterns for breeding. So, they breed in vernal pools, which are pools of water from melted snow. So, there's nothing in the water except for the frogs. So, they kind of have this safe haven where there's no fish or anything else that'll come and eat the eggs. So, what's going to happen if things heat up is these frogs will breed earlier, which makes them more vulnerable to a spring freeze, so they would get killed off. And predators such as snakes have slowly crept up north, and the population of amphibians has been ravaged by this fungus called, I'm not even going to pronounce that. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to do it. Basically, this fungus grows over the frog's skin, which is kind of their primary way of getting things, and it just absolutely stunts growth, and the fungus has nearly a 100% mortality rate with no intervention. The fungus has been able to spread very rapidly because of the warmer climates, so it's more adapted to areas up here. So there was a study done, a study that was published in 2019. Data has been collected over many years, and it is seeing the patterns of frogs laying eggs over the years. So here on this graph, this very blurry graph, I apologize for that, that over the years, frogs have bred earlier and earlier. So each one of these dots is a different testing site, and each testing site is at a different elevation. But you can see in 1998, this is when eggs were deposited at each time. And then 1999, it moved more towards June 2000, towards the end of May, and then you can see even towards the beginning of May, over just 4 years, which is insane. So the earlier these frogs breed, the more vulnerable they are to an early frost, having a lot of eggs be killed by frost. And the conclusion of the study is right here. Our results describe important effects from ongoing threats to the fitness and abundance of Yosemite toads via reduced reproduction success, and demonstrate how climate conditions can exacerbate effects from pathogens to threaten the persistence of amphibian populations. The warmer temperatures also promote lots of pathogens and fungus that just absolutely ravage the eggs, and there's also a type of worm that can do that too. These are my sources. They're right there. So here's a little montage of my frog I put together. This is Bags. He is a Pac-Man frog. They are basically known for having incredibly wide mouths. I just really like frogs. That's why I did my little project on this. So we can like try to save them together or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to go. Here is a video of him eating something. You can see Barry lives in the dirt pretty much. There's a picture of all my frogs in a stack, and the picture right after. So